on our PFT writers text chain, that was one of the first thoughts somebody made. You may have even made it. I don't know. I read some of your texts, and as you know, sometimes I miss some of your texts.
Most of the time.
But the idea that the Texans wanted to do this now to make sure he's there for the offseason program, not after the draft, not after June 1, when the Bills would have taken a cap charge of only $8.8 million or thereabouts instead of 31. At a minimum after the draft. And look, it's just funny because the same people who kept their cards close to the vest and weren't going to tell us the truth as these trade talks were happening are now keeping their cards close to the vest and not telling us the truth about what their plans are going forward. I guarantee you the Bills didn't want to do this until after the draft. I guarantee you if they could have pulled this off, it's after, because now everybody knows with every pick the Bills take in the draft, as it is creeping toward being on the clock, when you watch the draft and you see the stack and it's creeping toward, you're going to know they're going to take a receiver. Who do we think they like? Okay, let's jump them in line to get the guy that we think they like, because we know they're going to come out of this draft with 2 or 3 receivers. They have no choice. That's why I think the Bills would have liked to have waited, and the Bills had to eventually say, if we want to get value for this guy, we better give the Texans what they want. And they wanted him, we believe, now. So he'll be there from the start of the offseason program and develop the relationship with C.J. Stroud and the team and the coaches. And this year can be. It might only be a 1-year thing. This might be in the same year that the Cowboys told us they were all in. This is the type of move you make when you are all in. MDS made the 100%. Point yesterday, and it's a great observation by him. First time ever in the same offseason, one team added a 1,000-yard receiver, a 1,000-yard runner, and a 10-sack pass rusher in free agency, trades, etc. 2 were trades, 1 was a free agent. 3, the trifecta, 1,000, 1,000, and 10. That shows you that the Texans are all in. The Cowboys can say it, the Texans are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to use the relationship analogy again. Don't pay attention to what people say. Pay attention to what they do. If they love you, their actions are going to tell you that, right? The Texans are going through actions that show that they are all in. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I brought up before, right, they've got a second-year quarterback on his rookie contract. So that's what really, really makes sense. And so when you add guys like a Joe Mixon, you add guys like a Danielle Hunter, you add Autry, you add Stefon Diggs, like those are significant moves that can help improve you as a team. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. But when it comes to Buffalo and doing this trade now, I think there's another side to that coin where it's okay. Yeah, the contract would make it so that they would want to do this post June 1 or what have you. But also you now get rid of that distraction before the offseason program even begins. It does the talking point of, oh no, Stefon Diggs is not here. Oh, is Stefon Diggs still okay? Sean McDermott, are you still very concerned about Stefon Diggs as we begin the offseason program? That's not a thing anymore, right? You get that clean slate. So I don't know if that is worth the dead cap hit of as much as it is. But that's not nothing. Right. I think that there is a factor of, okay, we've been able to wipe the slate clean now. Stefon Diggs is not on our roster. He is not our responsibility to answer questions about anymore. I mean, other than, first day of the offseason program. Oh, what are you going to do without Stefon Diggs? Right. Okay. That's a couple questions and then you move on. So that I think is also a factor in this. And look, the Bills have options that they could go and maybe target at receiver. I mean, there are still veteran receivers on the market. Tyler Boyd, somebody that definitely comes to mind. Odell Beckham Jr., I don't know how much he's got left in the tank, but he's out there. Hunter Renfrow, if you want somebody who can come in and play that Beasley role, at least as if he's healthy. So there are options. And I think that it would behoove the Bills to certainly go out and pick up at least one of those veteran guys so that when it comes to the draft, you're not thinking every single time, oh my gosh, they're going to pick a receiver. Even though you're still probably going to be thinking that, you at least have coverage on yourself aside from what the Bills receiving core is right now, which is not particularly impressive when it's led by Curtis Samuel.
There is a middle ground, though, short of running it all the way until after June 1 and doing the trade then. And I think the Bills could have pulled it off because it's not like there's a ton of media availability during the offseason program. You still could have held them until after the draft. We're just talking about a couple of weeks. The program opens April 15th
or draft
for both
day
the Texans
itself.
and the Bills. Right, just get through. Right, once you get the guy you want, then you can trade Stefon Diggs. I just think the reality is, and kudos to the executives out there who didn't blab. This is the kind of thing that we should have known about. This is the kind of thing that the insiders are supposed to be telling us. Not just 5-minute heads up that a transaction's happening. Oh, bravo. Somebody sent you a text message 5 minutes before they were going to announce the deal. This is the kind of thing that you need to be looking for because this is the stuff they don't want us to know. As Jay Glazer told me years ago, that's the only journalism that actually happens in this space, finding out the stuff they don't want us to know. The Bills didn't want us to know that they were shopping Stefon Diggs because once that's out there, their ability to maximize their return goes down. And I think they knew their maximum return was to do it now. The Texans want to do it now, and the Texans might very well have said, we're moving on. We do it now or we're moving on. We want him here before the offseason program begins. Now is the time to do it, or we've got other plans out there. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.